welcome back to Packer Factor on Sifted.net, my fellow babies. I am hopeful that you are watching as a Patreon patron. If you are, thank you for your patronage. That's keeping the cameras rolling. If you're not a Patreon patron, but you are instead a YouTube subscriber, thank you. If you're doing neither of those, please try to remember to read in the show description below how to link your Amazon Prime account with your Twitch Prime account. That gets us paid. It costs you nothing. It costs you about 15 seconds to figure out how to click 2 links and it's done. So please try to do that because we get paid. It's free money for us. It costs you nothing. You're already paying for it, so you might as well get the full benefit. Today's question from YouTube from Devin James. Based upon what you said in prior episodes, it doesn't seem like you play many of the big console releases anymore. Is it important for financial analysts in the games industry to play the games that are coming out? Is your personal opinion relevant to your job? Last question first. Everything I do is my personal opinion. So, sure, it's relevant. Let me give you a lecture on how the games industry works. 20 years ago, everybody sold games. There were physical copies only. There was no multiplayer. And, I mean, there were multiplayer, but not in console games. And so, when you wanted to figure out if Activision, they didn't even own Blizzard at the time. If you wanted to figure out if Activision was going to make money, you'd say, well, what's coming out this year? Spider-Man. How many copies of Spider-Man are they going to sell? Oh my God, 3 million. And you multiply that times what they made and you'd figure out their costs. So you could figure out what Activision was going to earn that year. So that was easy. Now, I had to figure out how Spider-Man would sell. So did I need to play it? No, I read reviews. Like, I don't really need to play anything. Why did I play games? Because they were fun. I will say that, I'm not going to name him, probably the best of my competitors, I won't name him, really good at his job, really smart. His biggest weakness is he plays the games and it biases him. So if he likes a game and the company sucks, he still likes the stock. He still likes the company. And if he hates the game and the company's great, he hates the company. He allows his view of their games to impact. So I play games because it's fun. And to be honest with you, Shane knows this, the stuff I play is typically not published by the companies I cover. So I played Fallout. Like, I was all over that game. And it wasn't because I covered Bethesda. They weren't a public company. I played God of War because I freaking love the game, and I don't have any Sony coverage. Sony is a big conglomerate that has movies and insurance and semiconductors and all sorts of crap, and no, didn't matter. Do I cover Activision and EA? Yeah, I haven't played Madden since 2010. I did play FIFA on Xbox One. I haven't played it yet on Series X, but it looked the same. Didn't care. And my view on whether the game's good, I don't need my view. I can go look at the Metacritic score, and essentially, no, doesn't impact how I think it's going to sell. But the point is, that was 20 years ago. Now, the industry has moved so far away from console games being the bread and butter, and so I'll use Activision because they're a pretty easy example. Activision has about $4 billion a year of mobile revenue, and they only have about $8 billion of total revenue. So let's say that all the Blizzard stuff that's not mobile and not console is $1 billion. So World of Warcraft and some PC stuff, and then all the mobile, which is all the King stuff and Call of Duty and Diablo Immortal and all that, is another $4 billion. That's $5 billion out of their $8 billion in revenue. The other $3 billion is their console business. So guess what? Not that important. And when I look at their console business, it's like, oh, is Call of Duty going to sell 18 million or 22 million this holiday? It doesn't matter. It's a rounding error. Okay, it kind of averages out, and it's actually going to sell 24. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's good, but it's not great. So no, my personal opinion on a game, completely irrelevant. I can tell you that back in 2000, 1, I remember writing that Grand Theft Auto 3 would sell 325,000 units. And that's back when a game like that was good would sell 2 or 3 million. And I said 325. And the reason, and it hadn't come out yet. And the reason that I predicted a quarter of what a good game would sell, or 10%, is I remember writing this. Nobody wants to be the bad guy. Nobody wants to play in a game where you can kill cops. My God, was I wrong, right? But, I only missed by 99%. It sold 35 million units. I said 325. Yeah, so my personal, and that was 2001. I learned that my personal opinion is completely irrelevant, right? And so now I don't even think about that. I think about, does the game resonate with the market? But my unit estimates are no longer really that important. What's far more important is understanding how, and I'll go back to Call of Duty, how the interaction between Call of Duty Mobile and Call of Duty Warzone and Call of Duty Premium works. And looking at how Activision integrates different aspects of each game so that, I don't know if this is even true, but you get to level 55 in Call of Duty Premium and you unlock, the AK-47, and then suddenly that weapon is available to you in Call of Duty Warzone. I know there's integrated aspects. Do I need to play the game to know that? No. The company will tell me that, or I can read about it online. Do I need to play Warzone to know it's more fun if you have an AK-47 than if you don't? No. I've played enough games, I get that. Do I need to play all of them to understand that other Warzone players who see me with a weapon that they don't have and ask me in chat, where'd you get that weapon? I say, I bought the $60 or $70 game and I unlocked it at level 55 and you can too. Then they'll go buy the premium game if they want the weapon. That's brilliant, right? But what I actually do, and Shane corrected me on World of Warcraft, I play a lot of games, more mobile now than anything, and I pay attention to alliance mechanics. So the higher our alliance finishes, the more stuff we get, and so some of us care. And so I literally do every challenge in here, not because I want the free stuff, because I know my alliance teammates get it. My teammates all get free stuff if I do better. I finished first in my alliance in one of these alliance things because I spent the time to do it, and it wasn't what I got, it's everybody got something. That kind of peer pressure is what makes games fun. So when I see companies that recognize that and get it, then I like them more because I know that they understand how to monetize. And I had a really good conversation, which was kind of an epiphany for me, with a Finnish game developer. It was way back when it was Digital Chocolate, before they became Supercell. And I remember talking to them, they were Supercell, but they were making like Heyday and they were working on Boom Beach, and I don't think they'd done Clash of Clans yet. But they were making these other games, and I remember looking at the games and talking to them, and I'm like, how are you doing this? How are you balancing the economy? And they go, well, we come from this, what's called democratic socialist environment where people have free healthcare and everybody's educated and everybody pays high taxes, but we do that because it's fair. And so we build our games to be fair. And some light bulb went off in my head and I went, wow, that's really interesting. Then I watched Supercell become the most dominant Western company in free-to-play games. Dominant, just crushing it. I think Clash of Clans got up to $1.5 billion a year in revenue or something. Pre-Fortnite, of course. But they just crushed it, all mobile. And I went, wow, balance the economy and be fair. Wow, what a novel idea. So all the games I play, I see that. The publishers who get that are the ones I like, because I know it works. It's a formula that works. And when you play games, you want it to be fair. So the answer to your question is, it is not important for a financial analyst to play the games that are coming out. It is important for an analyst who covers my sector to play games. I don't think you could be, for example, a fast food restaurant analyst and be a vegan. I don't think that makes sense. I don't suggest that you have to enjoy, you know, pressed beef patties, but you have to at least understand the difference between burgers at different restaurants and have tried the product. And, you know, I don't think you can understand. And again, this is wrong probably, but because I know they exist. I don't know that you can actually necessarily cover, you know, clothing retailers if you're, you know, like if you're a band covering women's retailers, but there are men who do. But I think women understand women's fashion better. Men understand men's fashion better. But again, I guess you can cross over. But again, I wouldn't be a movie critic without seeing movies. I wouldn't be a movie analyst if I've never watched, you know, if you don't own a TV, you can't cover companies that make TV shows. So you have to understand the product. I'm not sure that you need to play every game, or certainly play every game that every company that you cover makes. But again, you know, I try, like I did play Grand Theft Auto 5 for, I don't know, 25 missions maybe.
That was a decade ago.
Yeah, but I wasn't enjoying it.
Why aren't you playing console games anymore?
I don't know. Just, you know, I'm getting old and bored. That's my 2 cents. And either you paid a Patreon subscription, or you paid a YouTube subscription, or you linked your Prime account to your Twitch account, or you're watching this on YouTube and you didn't even pay 2 cents for my opinion. So that's what it's worth. Thanks for joining us. Hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. See you next time.